You're watching the most comprehensive market wrap that promises to spot the hottest movers in the stock market. Over the next 30 minutes, we take you to the top buzzers and spots where big trends are emerging. This is Market Fatafat and I am Cheryl D'Souza. But before we get on to the top stocks at this hour, let's look at what the markets are doing. Markets have actually seen a steady decline over the past 2 days. Nifty is at around the day's lowest level, below the 11,500 mark. If you look at Nifty Bank, Sensex, all of them are near the day's lowest level. Nifty Auto Index, that's the auto index, that's the index that actually getting hammered in today's trading session. Third day of decline for the auto index. But let's get on board with our guests for today. We are joined by Kunal Bothra as well as Swati Hotkar for Market Fatafat. Along with that, we have Soumya Sharma also joining us to take us through all the top stocks, all the top newsmakers at this hour. Coming first to you, Soumya, Cyan, that stock is reeling under pressure in today's trading session, down around 10% on back of earnings. What are the earnings telling us?
That's right, exactly, Cheryl. The stock is quite under pressure, significant pressure after they announced their weak Q1 numbers, which are not as per what the street was expecting. And in fact, was below the street expectations, as well as that's the reason we're seeing this entire reaction coming in the stock. The dollar revenue was down by over 5.2%. The margins also contracted from 14.3 to 13.1%. Talking about the EBITDA, even that was down by over 14%. In fact, post these weak set of numbers, most of the brokerages have actually cut and downgraded the target price and the stock on back of these weak results. In fact, Cyient has downgraded to neutral at Philips Securities with a target price of 490 rupees per share, and even at Centrum Broking, wherein they have cut the stock to ads rating. Well, as a result, we're seeing significant amount of pressure coming in by the stock, losing close to by 11%.
Significant pressure on Cyient at around 10% decline for the stock. Let's talk up. Next stock that is buzzing in today's trading session is Indraprastha Gas. Kunal, we're seeing steady movements in IGL for a while. What's the reason?
So, yeah, Sharil, and I think especially in a market like this, it's very difficult to identify buy calls or stocks which can have potential to go up. IGL seems to be one of those candidates in one of those categories. I think it's been moving into a very stable and steady uptrend. Over the last 2 weeks, I think it's risen almost 7 or 8% from its swing lows. Now, I believe with this stability into the stock prices, decent volumes, and stable indicators, I think all of that put together suggests that maybe the stock could be ripe for another 3 to 4% upside from current levels. So 334 could be an approximate target for IGL, would suggest a hold at current levels, and stop loss could be revised higher to 318.
All right, so that's the take coming in from Kunal for IGL. Next stock that is in focus in today's trading session is KRBL. It's down about 3% in the trading session, and the company has come out with a clarification. Gautam Khaitan has told that the company was not involved in the Agusta scam. They said that he was on board from July 30th to 2007, July 30th, 2007 till April 18, 2030. And also ED said that Khaitan's dealings brought company into alleged illegal activities, but the company coming and clarifying that they're not involved in it. But still, you see the stock is under pressure, down about 3% in today's trading session. Swati, coming to you, Pidilite, how is the stock looking like for you?
See, as of now, the overall view on the Pidilite has been cautious. Currently, it's just hovering near its 50 days moving average. Today, it has given a breakdown of that average, and as of now, it's trading below that levels. So, I believe that one can look for the short sell at the current level. Upside, one can place a stop loss of a 1225. I believe that the stock may drag towards 1180 to 1170. So, it's a sell call from my end.
That's a sell call from Swati on Pidilite with a target of around 1,180 rupees per share. Next stock that is in focus is Reliance Industries. Big boy Reliance Industries is all set to report its Q1 earnings today. And Soumya, what are the polls suggesting for the company?
Well, according to the ET poll, we are seeing the sales to be at around 1.45 lakhs versus 1.45 lakh in the previous quarter. So there's a significant fall coming in as far as sales are concerned. The profits also seen at around 9,550 crore rupees. Well, what's key is we're expecting GRM trends to improve slightly from June onwards, and we'll be also analyzing what's the impact of the trade war on the petchem segment. But the key questions remain are the GRMs bottoming out, and when will the asset monetization deal happen? Apart from this, we expect, as far as the Reliance deal is concerned, we expect it to rise by over 8% on a sequential basis. But will it maintain subscriber and revenue momentum is what we're actually keen on looking at once the results are out. The stock, however, is gaining really marginally over 0.08%.
Exactly. The stock is trading flat currently, but Reliance Industries earnings are due post-marketers. Key to see how the new gen business is performing and whether they are ready to offset the impact of the traditional business if that weakens. Moving on, then Indigo is another counter that is in focus. Yesterday is their Q1 earnings as well, and also the board is all set to respond to SEBI on the allegations made by Gangwal. But Kunal, why is this stock in focus?
So technically, the stock long-term wise, it's been on a phenomenal uptrend. I think from 700 levels to 1700 in just a few months back, or a month or two back. I think it was on a very strong footing. Now, there was this news flow which transpired in Indigo. The stock opened with a gap down, and that gap is now acting as a bit of a resistance or a nag for the stock price. 1500 approximately is the resistance levels for this gap, and I believe that the stock is not able to cross this resistance, say post results or post the event, then I believe that the short-term outlook could be a bit wobbly for the stock price. Hence, I would advise traders to keep an eye on Indigo. If the stock doesn't break this 1500 mark, say on the event in a day and closes above it, then the stock could be in for some more downtrend.
All right, that's the take coming in from Kunal on Indigo. Remember, the company will announce its Q1 earnings today. Moving on then, Sasken Tech, that company is in focus, is seeing a sharp decline in today's trading session on back of the Q1 earnings. If you highlight the Q1 earnings, the revenue was seen flat at around 134.7 crore on a YOY basis, I believe, and the PAT is also down about 17%. That's one of the reasons why Sasken Tech is down in today's trading session, a heavy loss of about 7%. Remember, even Cyient also saw a sharp decline of about 10% on back of the Q1 earnings. Swati, coming to you, Bajaj Auto, what are you picking up? What are you actually sensing in the trend of this company?
See, the trend overall looks big at the current levels. We have seen a very good rally into the Bajaj Auto, and in the last few weeks back, we have seen that the stock has given a breakdown of its 200-day moving average, which indicated a bearish view on this particular counter. As of now, it is trading below all the important moving averages, also the fact that it is trading in the pattern of the lower tops and lower bottom. Currently, as of now, 2570 will act as an immediate support level. On the intraday basis also, we have touched that level, and as of now, we have seen a little bit bounce back rally in this particular counter. I believe one can go for a short only if it's breaking 2570 levels downside, then it may continue its selling pressure towards at least minimum 2540 to 2500 levels, whereas on upper side 2600 2610 levels will act as a very strong resistance level. So one can go for a short below 2570 for immediate target for 2500 levels on the downside, with a stop loss of 2620 on higher levels.
All right, that's the call coming in from Swati for Bajaj Auto. But apart from that, you have Sterlite Tech that is in focus in today's trading session. Soumya, the company came out with their Q1 earnings, and if you can see, it actually bounced back marginally from the day's low level. But what are the Q1 earnings indicating for the company?
Well, as far as the earnings for Q1 FY20 is concerned, on the revenue front, we saw a good growth of approximately 63%. Even the company is reported the highest ever quarterly EBITDA of approximately 332 crore rupees, showing a growth of 32%. Margins stood at 22.6% versus 27.9%. So there was a contraction when it comes to the margin figure. Profits was up by over 11.2%. In fact, the company's order book is at 9,853 crore rupees. That is 1.7 times trailing the 12-month revenue. So in overall, the company's posted decent set of numbers, good growth. However, the stock's marginally gaining by over 1%.
All right, that's the take coming in from Sterlite Tech and the review of its Q1 earnings. But let's just take a look at what the markets are doing currently. Markets continue to be under pressure. The Nifty, Sensex and as well as Nifty Bank also reeling under pressure. But for now, let's mark the RWI small cap model portfolio, what that is indicating in line with the market sentiment, down about 1%. Considering the market is also weak. Remember, RWI small case is a model portfolio that consists 12 stocks across segments to indicate the power of rising India. For now, it is in line with the market mood, down about 1% in trading session. But for now, let's take a short break on this edition of Market Fatafat. We'll come back with more set of stock after the short break. Welcome back, you're watching Market Fatafat, and let's get on to the stocks then. Kunal, Bajaj Finserv is on your radar. If you look at the company today, is among the top losers in today's trading session, down about 3%. But what's your take on the company?
So yeah, Bajaj Finance, Bajaj Finserv, both of them, sort of twins are, down today. And it's a very surprising, indication in terms of price moves, because earlier the last 3-4 days, good part of this week as well as the earlier week, the stocks were going through a bit of a bounce back. Now, when you see a general bounce back, we expect that the stock is going to a stable uptrend. But today, after this sell-off, it indicates that the stock is trying to challenge its swing low. And when you see a pattern of, sharp sell-off, then a mild bounce, and then a resumption of the trend on the downside, that overall pattern indicates that there is a likely chance of a downtrend to continue for Bajaj Finance, Bajaj Finserv as well. So Bajaj Finserv is what I picked up, for the trade, and I believe that at current levels, the stock could see another 200 to 250 point sell-off over the next 1 to 2 weeks.
Right, that's the take coming in from Kunal on Bajaj Finserv. Then moving on, the next stock that is in focus is ICICI Lombard. Today is the board meet of the company. The stock is around down about 1.4%, but Goldman Sachs has come out with, Jefferies has come out with a note on ICICI Lombard, where they're maintaining a buy stance of the company with a target of 1,260 rupees per share. They believe that the tailwinds for the ROE expansion is intact. They expect 24% earnings growth over FY19 as well as 21. Jefferies is saying they see market share gains in motor insurance. That stock is currently under pressure, but Jeffrey is bullish on ICICI Lombard. Swati, coming to you, Muthoot Finance, that stock is on your radar, is falling for second consecutive day. But what's your take on Muthoot Finance?
So the overall trend has been the positive towards the sideways momentums. If we look towards on the technical chart patterns, as of now, Muthoot Finance is just trading in the downward sloping channel and is facing a very strong resistance of the 640 levels. On the downside, I believe that the selling pressure is likely to be extended towards minimum 600 levels to 590 upside, down levels. At the current level, one can go for a short positions with a stop loss of a 630 levels on the upside, and I believe one can look for a target of a 600 to 590 levels on the downside.
Swati, for Muthoot Finance, the other stock that is in focus in today's trading session is Hatsun Agro. It's up about 6% in today's trading session. Soumya, tell us the reason why.
Yes, indeed, it's up 6.35%. In fact, a top gainer on the Nifty 500 index as well. The stock has been gaining for the last 4 days, and today's gains come in about after the company reported good set of numbers for Q1 FY20, wherein the revenues were up by 15%. The profits was also up by 31.6% to nearly 51.2 crore rupees. Talking about the margins, we saw a good amount of expansion coming in here as well. 9.9 from 9.9 it rose to 11.4%, and even on the EBITDA front, there was significant jump of close to about 32.4%. So in all, the companies delivered good set of numbers, and these gains come in after the company reported these robust set of numbers.
All right, that's Hatsun Agro for you, up about 6% in today's trading session. Swati, coming to you, Bajaj Finance, among the Bajaj twins, that is declining today's trading session. What's your take on the company?
See, the overall financial sectors also as of now is just facing a selling pressure. Bajaj Finance was just having a cluster support at 3400 levels, and today it has broke down that level. Intraday also 3330 was the very crucial support levels if we look towards the past history, and as of now the stock is almost down by almost more than 3 to 4%. So I believe that if we get a intraday pullback towards 33.30 levels or say 33.20 levels, one can definitely go for a short positions. I believe that the 3200 is the likely target on the downside. So one can go for a short if we are getting any bounce back intraday above 33.30 levels with a stop loss of a 33.70 on high side, and on a for the 2 to 3 days targets, I'm looking for a 3250, 3200 levels on the downside.
Right, that's Swati's take on Bajaj Finance. Kunal, coming to you, Tata Global, that stock has been declining for the past 3 days. Do you see the bearish trend continue for the stock?
Like Cheryl, because the stock is now confirming in technical terms, we call it as a bearish flag pattern, and the breakdown has already happened for the stock price. So I think that would probably dent the short-term chart patterns for Tata Global. Looking at the weakness in the last 2-3 days, the increase in volumes when you see the stock breaking out and the confirmation of price, I think on all the 3 parameters, it indicates that Tata Global could see a further downside from current levels, can correct another 10 to 12 rupees. So till 233, 237 is where I would expect the stock should be heading towards.
All right, that's Kunal's take on Tata Global. But we're completely out of time, and with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Market Fatafat. But stay tuned, you have Markets at Noon coming up next.